Hello and thanks so much for watching my presentation. My name is Wendy and I attend the Davidson Academy of Reno, Nevada, a public middle high school for the profoundly gifted. I'm a Girl Scout cadet currently working on my Silver Award. The Silver Award is the highest award a Girl Scout cadet can earn. It requires a take-action project that has a lasting difference in my community. For my project, I chose to address the issue of gifted education and the lack of understanding of it in this community. The Davidson Academy does a wonderful job of helping out the profoundly gifted kids in this community, and I am very grateful to have it here in Reno. However, there are some gifted children who cannot attend Davidson because of financial issues that would occur if they had to move, because of family issues, or simply because they don't quite qualify. I am here to help you better understand what these students need. The reason for me choosing this topic is not only that I am profoundly gifted and it means a lot to me, but that most of my experiences with teachers have been negative. Sadly, this is the case with most other gifted students as well. For example, before I came to Davidson, I was radically accelerated, so I was 9 years old in 7th grade. I had a social studies teacher who didn't think I belonged in her class because I was too young, and because she didn't understand me, I intimidated her. She constantly belittled me, and when I tried to ask her answer questions, she'd get mad at me because she thought I was showing off. I had this class 6th period, so my day would always end painfully for me, her, and the other kids in my class as she yelled at me. Misunderstanding teachers like this are often the main reason that leads to a reported 50% of high school dropouts being gifted kids whose needs were not met. I'm here to try to change that for others in the future. All teachers intend to do their best to serve their students and prepare them for later in life, but oftentimes their preconceived notions get in the way when dealing with gifted kids. I have never known a teacher who has consciously tried to stop a child from reaching his or her full potential. The teachers who can recognize and work with the differences between gifted children and non-gifted children are better able to reach all of them. For example, one of my previous English teachers taught gifted kids all the time, but not all at the same level of giftedness. Some were only slightly gifted, while others were profoundly gifted and sped through her classes with ease. She varied the levels of work and made the projects more interesting for these students, and they all got a lot out of the classes. By making slight adjustments throughout the years according to the class's levels, she kept the students engaged and excited. Positive teacher-student interactions like this are necessary for gifted students' overall well-being. I would like to explain how to give gifted students these positive experiences so school can be a better place for everyone. The most important things in ensuring that gifted students get what they need are knowing what gifted means and being able to identify a gifted child in the classroom. I will begin by addressing the first question. This is what Merriam-Webster Dictionary says about gifted. Adjective, having great natural ability. However, the simple definition of 4 words only barely scratches the surface of the full meaning of gifted. Being gifted is not only about having great talent, but it means faster learning and connection making. If a student is gifted, she has more connections in her brain and can therefore process information faster. This leads to a faster learning progression than other students. She also often needs less explanation to grasp concepts. However, teachers have to be careful they do not treat their gifted students as machines. While gifted students may be smart, they are not computers. As Amanda, a profoundly gifted girl, put it, "While I may be capable of learning the material with your instruction in 20% of the time as everyone else, you still can't just hand me the textbook and say, 'Learn that.'" Gifted students tend to need less instruction and less time than others to learn, but they still need guidance to get a good education. Another trait of gifted students is that they tend to be more sensitive than other students. Their senses are essentially on high all the time, so the smallest changes in facial expressions, tone of voice, body language, and even word phrasing affect gifted kids more than other kids. Gifted students tend to take things personally and react to even the smallest changes in speech or movement. Gifted students want to learn just as much and sometimes even more than anyone else, but they need encouragement and support more than others because they're so sensitive. A recurring problem with this is that teachers tend to be stricter and harsher with gifted kids than with other kids because the teachers aren't sure what to do. They often feel that they need to be in control of the students to feel comfortable, but because of the asynchronous nature of gifted students, the teachers have to be harsher with them to feel in control. However, by doing this, the teachers set off the gifted children's emotions. The gifted children may feel like they're constantly doing something wrong and that their teachers dislike them. Most gifted children have trouble in regular classrooms because normal public schools place people strictly by age and the students are required to follow a set learning path that adheres to state standards. Gifted students, however, work above their age level, learn faster than others, and want to learn more in depth than state standards require. These students are often bored in class, having already finished the material with nothing more to do. This can lead to a multitude of problems. One of these problems is that bored students tend to become rambunctious because they have nothing to do. They then pull other students off task and get in trouble for disrupting the class. This also gives their teachers more work to do because they have to pull the class back together. Along with being bored in class, gifted students are often teased by their classmates for being different or too smart. Gifted students have a lot of problems with other classmates in this respect. I remember a bad experience I had with some of my classmates at one of my previous schools. Gifted kids are smart, but they don't know everything, and they aren't perfect. "The other kids always think I always get every single problem right, but sometimes I get 1 or 2 wrong," said Parker, a 10-year-old gifted boy. At my old school, a few of my classmates would give me math problems at lunch. One person would read off the problem and someone else and I would try to solve it. I'm good at math, but I'm not a fast problem solver at all, and when my classmates would finish the problem before me, they would jump up and down and brag about how they beat the gifted kid. This was not enjoyable for me, so I eventually just stopped sitting with them. Unfortunately, because most people do not understand what gifted means, they talk about it and interact with gifted kids in bad ways. Gifted students often have problems with their classmates, but some have problems with their teachers too. This is a big problem because teachers are huge influences on their students' lives. They are role models and important people, and if students don't have good experiences with their teachers, they don't enjoy school, learn less, and may fall behind. Some teachers try to hold gifted kids back, thinking they will become more normal if they don't move ahead and that it will be better for them because they will fit in. The gifted students that this happens to do become more normal in the way the teacher wanted them to, but they also tend to become depressed because they are being suppressed and can't reach their full potential. While there are a lot of easy ways to harm a gifted student's education, there are some fairly simple things teachers can do to help gifted students. One of these things is to incorporate hands-on and research projects into their classes. These projects are beneficial to gifted and non-gifted students alike, but especially help gifted students in multiple ways. A gifted elementary student, Charles, is in a gifted and talented program, and his favorite part of the program is that they do a year-long research project. Research projects require more in-depth learning than what is given in class because the students need to find out information about their individual topics. Research projects also allow students to delve as deep into the subject as they want to, so gifted students can research topics they're interested in. With research projects, there are also typically a wide range of options for how to do the project, so gifted students don't feel confined to a specific set of rules and standards when learning and doing their work. Gifted children also struggle when they are put into classes in which they already know the material being covered without being given a chance to try to get moved. A lot of schools do not let children work ahead or skip grades, even if it would be highly beneficial to them. What one of my elementary school teachers did that helped me was she had both a regular lesson plan and an accelerated lesson plan. She gave a pretest at the beginning of each section, and the students who scored higher in the pretest, she used above an 80%, could do the accelerated work for that section, while the students who scored lower did the regular work. A split curriculum that allows gifted students to work ahead of their classmates helps them stay engaged in school, learn at a pace that works for them, and have a more enjoyable classroom experience. A third important way to help gifted students in the classroom is to cover a variety of topics and have classes, seminars, or sections of the year doing things that are not only helpful skills, but that can be interesting and enjoyable to both regular students and gifted children. Charlie was a gifted student who felt his needs were not being met in school, but when his teacher assigned a school play and he was given the main role, he discovered that he really enjoyed acting. He enjoyed class much more when the teacher gave him this opportunity, and the acting experience helped him in the long run. During the rest of his childhood, he acted in a number of movies, including Dick Tracy and Hook. He now works in a law firm, and his previous acting experience helps him with his public speaking. The activity his teacher assigned opened up a whole world of opportunity to Charlie. Teachers that nourish and encourage their gifted students can help them be successful and do great things. So when you are standing in front of a class, please remember that gifted students need you to be opening and encouraging, and with your help, they can go far. Thank you for taking your time to watch this video. For more information about how to help gifted students in your classes, please see the following sources.